little thing that just happened where you got one of your chains got stolen. It wasn't stolen off of you.
No, man.
It was in a vehicle, and it got stolen out of the vehicle, correct?
The whole vehicle got stolen.
Oh, with the jewelry inside of it.
Who took from my girlfriend? Nah.
Hold up, bring that back. Bring it.
Nah, look, I told him, y'all. I told him off camera why, but to show my girlfriend, I did come to Houston. I found love in Houston, man. I found peace in Houston. I came to Houston and started thinking way different. I stopped doing a lot of shit I was doing. I just like grew up.
Stunner folk Vegas and DaBaby went on a wild run together and had the rap scene on lock for a minute. Everybody saw the glow up, the money moves, and the momentum. But now we're breaking down how that whole situation crashed out and why Stunner allegedly pulled a gun on one of DaBaby's artists. Yeah, things got messy fast and the fallout shook everything up. Stunner folk Vegas came up in Salisbury, North Carolina with limited options and no safety net. His dad wasn't around while he was growing up, so he had to figure life out early. At first, Stunner tried to escape the struggle through sports, running basketball courts and football fields, hoping that would be his ticket out. His cousin, Jevin Hargrave, went on to become a defensive tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. But that lane wasn't in the cards for Stunner, and he knew it. So Stunner switched gears and jumped straight into music. He started hitting the booth, dropping tracks, and doing shows all across North Carolina.
I asked to, feel me, to go like separate ways. I'm like, man, I'm trying to go do some shit I got on the table, and I can add you in on it, and or we could just, probably after talking a few times, we just, you feel me, it wasn't nothing more, nothing less than, all right, bet, and go do whatever you're trying to do.
Back then, it wasn't glamorous at all. Small club stages, shaky sound systems, and crowds just big enough to pay the bills. He was pulling in around $300 a show, sometimes a little more if the night went right, but his pockets were still looking thin. Even though he wasn't buzzing outside the state yet, people in North Carolina were definitely watching. One local DJ posted about Stunner, and that single post changed everything. That's how Stunner caught the attention of DaBaby. By that time, DaBaby had already been grinding for years. He dropped his first mixtape back in 2015, and by 2018, the industry was starting to take him seriously. He wasn't a full-blown superstar yet, but compared to Stunner, he was already levels ahead. When DaBaby liked that DJ's post, the two linked up, and the vibe was solid from day one. The very next day after they linked up for the first time, DaBaby and Stunna hit the studio and locked in the track, Animal. That record went crazy fast, ran up serious numbers, and instantly put Stunna on the map. DaBaby wasn't just there for the feature either. He stayed pushing the momentum non-stop, making sure Stunna didn't cool off for a second. They were damn near living in the booth together. Every move was calculated, every session counted, and DaBaby started bringing Stunna out on shows so people could really see him in action. That exposure changed everything overnight.
Atmosphere that I'm in right now, like, y'all don't see me dropping music every weekend, every week, and whoop. It's because I don't care. For real, like, I'm dead ass serious. I don't care to be a rapper, bro. I'm not finna get up here and shake my ass. I'm not finna get up here and beef with everybody.
Tell that nigga right now, like, you know, I'm happy for him, because whatever you doing now, that's what you want to be doing. That's what you'd rather be doing. I'm that type of nigga. You supposed to do on the front end. You know what I'm saying? That's something you're supposed to do on the front end.
He made it public.
Yeah. I mean, what made what public? The fact that
like that, he wasn't with you no more.
Yeah. He ain't supposed to let niggas play like that.
After just a few months rocking with DaBaby, Stunna's life flipped completely. He went from scraping together a few $100s per show to pulling in thousands every single night. The grind paid off quick. DaBaby was pushing Stunna heavy, and when he dropped his Blank Blank mixtape in 2018, Stunna was the only artist featured on the entire project. That spoke volumes. DaBaby then caught a major win when Jay-Z's Rock Nation handled distribution for the mixtape. That move cracked open industry doors, and that's when DaBaby's career really started leveling up in a big way.
I appreciate Baby for sure, anything he did, but like him putting me in every place or stage or platform that he put me in, I just stood on business. Like, I did whatever I had to do for them folks to call back, or for anybody to reach out that wanted to ever do business with me, and you feel me, like.
So do you think you signed a bad deal?
I got out of it. I just got them, like I said, I should have known certain that I didn't really know.
Right.
That my new lawyer told me, like, once he got down to the nitty gritty, he like let me know, right, like that.
By 2019, DaBaby signed a massive 7-figure deal with Interscope Records, but he didn't move selfish. When that deal came through, DaBaby made sure Stunna got taken care of too. Stunna was already signed to DaBaby's label, $1 Billion Baby Entertainment, but DaBaby went the extra mile and secured him a major label deal as well. In just a few months, Stunna went from grinding to getting rich, fast.
Comes around the corner and he cocks and points it at me and tell me to get the back and told her, like, I told you not to go with that girl without me.
Never harmed none of our black women. Not the righteous ones, not the dirty, not the... I wouldn't harm none of them.
Stunna later told DJ Vlad that he had already run up close to 200,000 off features and shows before DaBaby even put him on paper. That grind was real. When Stunna and DaBaby dropped that track where DaBaby rapped, "I got my young dude rich in 6 months, play with me," people felt that line heavy because it wasn't hype, it was facts. Once Stunna dropped his first official record under Interscope Records, it took off fast. The numbers were jumping, his name was buzzing, and it looked like everything was lining up perfectly. But then things started going left. Headlines popped up for all the wrong reasons, and rumors flooded the internet saying Stunna got his chain snatched. Somebody even posted pictures of chains on Instagram, claiming they came right off Stunna's neck. The streets ran with it quick. Stunna shut that talk down immediately. He said the whole story was cap. According to him, he had a show in Atlanta and left the chains inside his car. Later on, during an interview on the Only Way Out podcast, Stunna explained that the entire car got stolen and he never even saw who took it. Stunna made it clear he wasn't about to pay anyone to get the chains back either. He said he wasn't stressing because he could always buy more jewelry. Still, behind the scenes, his momentum started cooling off. Even though 2019 was massive, signing his deal, dropping his debut record, and working with major names like Offset, the energy around his career wasn't hitting the same. Stunna was still moving around with heavy hitters like Lil Durk and Lil Yachty, while him and DaBaby kept flooding the scene with tracks. Every time they linked in the booth, the numbers jumped, and for a minute, it looked unstoppable. 2020 kicked off loud too. Stunna dropped his second album in January 2020, and it debuted at number 29 on the Billboard 200. Then February hit, and Stunna landed the biggest song of his career when he jumped on Go Stupid with Polo G and NLE Choppa. That record was everywhere, but the energy wasn't the same anymore. Critics weren't rocking with Stunna like they did back in 2018 and 2019, and fans slowly started drifting off too. Even though he was still working with big-name rappers and getting paid, the excitement around his music was fading. When Stunna dropped another album in November 2020, things got quiet fast. The numbers were weak, and the project didn't even crack the charts. That was a bad look. By 2021, Stunna completely eased off the gas and didn't drop anything at all. At the same time, DaBaby ran into serious trouble in his own career after that Rolling Loud incident, losing major industry connections along the way. When Stunna finally came back in 2022 and dropped his fourth project, nobody knew it would end up being his last release under DaBaby's label. Behind the scenes, tension was building heavy. DaBaby had also signed a female rapper named K Kilo, and the two dropped tracks together. Things really started heating up when drama involving DaBaby and his child's mother blew up publicly, and that chaos ended up stealing attention away from K Kilo, right as she was trying to push her mixtape. The timing was terrible, and the spotlight she was supposed to have got completely overshadowed. But that wasn't the only problem brewing inside the label. Behind the scenes, tension between K Kilo and Stunna was reaching a breaking point. According to K Kilo, a heated situation popped off involving another woman where K Kilo claimed she damaged the woman's phone during an argument, and the woman started yelling for help. That's when things allegedly escalated fast. K Kilo later claimed that Stunna stepped in and pointed a gun at her during the situation. Those allegations spread quickly online and had people shocked. No official charges came from it, but the story alone caused serious damage to everyone involved. After that, K Kilo went on to publicly accuse Stunna of running from his issues in North Carolina and hiding out in Houston. She continued taking shots online, even claiming she damaged his phone during another argument. The internet was eating it up. Stunna responded by going live and shutting everything down hard. He said the entire story was cap. He made it clear he would never harm a woman and claimed K Kilo was chasing attention after leaving DaBaby's label and losing momentum in her music career. That back and forth only made things louder. Still, some people weren't fully convinced. Fans pointed out that Stunna always rapped about being outside in North Carolina, standing on business, and dealing with opposition in his music, especially on tracks like Animal. That disconnect had people questioning what was real and what was just music talk. Stunna has also been linked by fans to a crew known as YRB. One of his close associates, Sin, was later arrested in connection with a serious case, and Stunna posted him on Instagram, which only added more fuel to the speculation and controversy swirling around his name. By 2021, Stunna was all over the headlines for the wrong reasons again. Rumors started flying after reports came out that shooters pulled up around one of his shows, with people online claiming somebody was trying to take him out. The story spread fast, but the details were muddy from the jump. Turns out the shooting didn't even happen at the show. It went down at an after-party, and it was never confirmed if Stunna was still there when things popped off. That didn't stop the speculation, though. K-Kilo jumped in and claimed Stunna was living in Houston because he couldn't safely return to North Carolina. That narrative took off quick and had the internet talking heavy. Stunna clapped back on Vlad TV, shutting that rumor down. He said the real reason he moved to Houston was simple. He fell in love. According to Stunna, he met Houston rapper Mona Leo at a studio session. They hit it off fast, and things turned serious. From day one, Stunna decided Houston was where he wanted to be, and that move changed how he was living completely. Before leaving North Carolina, Stunna admitted he was struggling with substance issues, but relocating to Texas helped him reset. He started hitting the gym, focusing on his health, and moving smarter. That shift led him into something unexpected, managing an AAU basketball team. He met the kids at a practice one day, took a liking to them, and stepped in fully. He was buying shoes, jerseys, and covering tournament travel, really putting his money where his heart was. By 2023, Stunna was burned out on the rap game altogether. He reportedly asked DaBaby to release him from the label. Once the news broke that Stunna was no longer signed, rumors went crazy again. Some people claimed he got dropped, while others said the split sparked serious tension between him and DaBaby. While Stunna was on IG Live, he made one thing clear real quick. He didn't get dropped. He didn't fully spill the tea, but he let fans know he was done stressing over rap politics. He said he wasn't worried about being a rapper anymore, performing for attention, or getting caught up in back and forth with other artists. That alone had people reading between the lines. At first, it didn't look like he was throwing any shade at DaBaby at all. Later on, Stunna doubled down and said they simply grew apart and there was no beef behind the split, no screaming matches, no fallout, just distance. Then in 2024, DaBaby spoke on it and revealed that Stunna had actually reached out to him. DaBaby said he still wanted Stunna to win and had no bad blood toward him, but you could tell there was still some tension. DaBaby seemed a little heated about how people were talking wild about the situation online and felt like Stunna should have shut that down harder. From the outside, it looked like DaBaby was pressed about how Stunna handled things with the fans. Still, Stunna kept it respectful. He continued showing love and gave DaBaby credit for helping launch his career and putting him in position early on, but it was clear there was more going on behind the scenes. When another interviewer asked Stunna if he signed a bad deal, his answer raised eyebrows. Stunna said he got out of the situation after hiring his own lawyer, which told people everything without him having to say names. He never flat out blamed DaBaby, but it was obvious he wasn't happy with how the money was moving. DaBaby gave him the spotlight and kicked his career off, no doubt. A lot of fans thought Stunna was done with rap for good, but in 2024, he quietly made a comeback. He signed with a smaller label called STB Entertainment and dropped a new album. Still, the fall off was wild to watch. He went from pulling in millions of streams every release to barely cracking 100,000. That drop was hard, and the numbers told the story loud. But music isn't his main focus anymore. Back in 2023, Stunna had his first child with Mona Leo, and a couple years later, they got married. Now he's talking about building a real family, having more kids, and putting his energy into life beyond the industry. That shift is serious. Stunna has also been locked in with basketball. He's focused on managing players, helping young athletes move smarter, and he's even talked about going to college so he can sharpen his skills and really master that lane. That's where his head is at now. Money-wise, he's not pulling in what he did back when he was rocking with DaBaby, but Stunna played it smart from the beginning. Even when he was touching hundreds of thousands, he didn't crash out on flashy cars. Instead of blowing bags on exotic whips, he bought a Jeep for around $25,000 and kept it pushing. That discipline saved him. Fans still want Stunna and DaBaby to squash everything fully and get back in the booth, but nobody knows if that'll ever happen. In October 2025, Stunna and his wife appeared on The Breakfast Club, where he said he reached out to DaBaby to take accountability for how things fell apart, not to ask for favors. They talked it out. The tension seems gone, but that legendary 2019 run, that chapter might be closed for good. If you made it this far, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives and messy hip-hop stories. Let me know how you feel about Stunna's journey and whether you think a reunion could ever happen. I'll see you on the next one.